Life is about choices, and if you choose failure, that's what you become. But if you choose success, it can be challenging yet possible only if you are willing to put in the work. All right, we're back. Third Coast Podcast, and I am joined with Glen Stormin Norman. How you doing this afternoon, bro?
I'm doing great. I'm blessed, happy to be here. I'm alive and healthy, and just overall a great day. Had a great weekend.
Yeah, you were telling me that you were down in New Orleans. Was you down in New Orleans to watch Diamond's last fight?
Yes, absolutely. We actually watched it at the Prytania. I think that's what it's called. It was pretty good. First time ever seeing that place, but yeah, that's the exact reason why I was down there. Watch my boy Dustin Poirier. Wish I can meet him. I will meet him one day. Actually, I'm speaking that into existence. I'm gonna meet him one day, and even spar with him possibly. But yeah, that's why I went down there.
Oh, yeah, I mean that's big words. You want to spar with him?
Got to, man. You gotta learn from the best in order to be the best, and to watch his journey and see how good he has become over the years. He started out great, but I mean he's just got better. So I feel like sparring with somebody at his level of his talent and his caliber, I think it's gonna help me become a better fighter.
And Glen is a MMA fighter / kickboxer.
Mm-hmm.
And fights out of Global Fitness Center in Alexandria, Louisiana. And your current record is 2-1. You have a win in kickboxing and a win and a loss in MMA, right? Amateur MMA.
That's correct. Well, my overall record is 3-1 if you include the kickboxing. They just don't add it because it's because MMA is separate from boxing, kickboxing. But overall record is 3-1, but 2-1, yes, in total as far as MMA go. But yeah, the one fight I did lose, honestly, to speak on that because I want to shed some light on it. I wasn't really prepared for that fight. I had just fought 2 weeks out before that, and it was ill-advised for me to fight again. And I was sick. I mean, down to the point to where my chest was congested, all that good stuff, like coughing up before the fight, just throwing up, all that good stuff. And my ego wouldn't let me say no because I felt like my fans would be like, oh, he quit. He backed out. But no, needless to say, during the fight, I ended up getting my eyes cut, with his glove. It actually cut like the lens or whatever it was, off my eye, the sclera, I think it's called. And, that's the only fight I lost in MMA.
Yeah, I was seeing it was an eye injury in the second round.
Yeah, it was an eye injury. Everybody thought I ended up like quitting or backing out. I'm not a quitter at all, but at that point I couldn't see anything. Like everything just kind of went dark. So I knew I didn't want to get punched again. I didn't know how close he was because I couldn't see him. But I had to stop. I told the ref in the ring, asked me what happened. I said, I can't see, natural reaction, and I couldn't see. So they stopped the fight. And that was the fight I lost.
And you fight at 185 in middleweight, right? Is that right?
I was fighting at 185 middleweight. That's where I started at. But now I'm fighting at 170 welterweight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So your next fight's gonna be at welterweight.
Yeah. So welterweight.
Well, why the decision to change weight classes?
I felt kind of sluggish at 185, to be honest. I mean, I can hit the weight. Like right now, I'm sitting at 185. I usually walk around between 190 and 195 on a regular day, but 185, I didn't feel like myself. I felt like, I wouldn't get tired or nothing, but, taking a chance to throw a punch or a kick, like I felt slower at it. At 170, I feel a lot more fast. I feel quicker on my feet. I feel light. I feel like I can breathe a little better. So 170 is definitely, I feel like it's my weight class. Now my coach want me to go down to 155, but it's kind of a depth. But for me, personally, 170, I made the decision personally, to fight at 170. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I know sometimes it's like tactical too. You know, you move different weight classes because you could fight a different opponent and have an advantage, or vice versa, moving up. And so, why did you decide to start getting in the ring and beating up on random people for?
Man, I'll just say this. I've always had an interest in fighting. You know, growing up, I started out in Muay Thai with my cousin Telly. He'll tell you it was just interesting to do it because I wanted to be like Bruce Lee. Growing up, I was like, I gotta be able to fight like Bruce Lee. He can kick and do all that. But started Muay Thai. Obviously, nothing that Bruce Lee did. But and then I got into boxing, and then later on in college, I started Taekwondo. And I did Taekwondo for about 5 years. And then, I got married right out of college. And then I said, man, I really want to try to test my skill. I want to see how good I can be. You know, Taekwondo, you feel like you're good, but you're just going through kicks and punches. You're not really hitting anybody. So I want to actually hit somebody and see what I can do. It was really just for me. I didn't want to beat people up, honestly. Overall, I didn't want to beat people or hurt people. I wanted to test my own skill, see how good I actually am. And that's what got me in MMA. I started to want to love it on it and do it and try it. And then my wife at the time, now ex-wife, didn't really like it. She didn't want me to do it. So we ended up going through a divorce. And during that time period, I was like, I got to do something to get my mind off of that. So, you know, I fell down the drain a little bit, started, you know, drinking and all that good stuff. And then I leaned away from MMA and all that. And then I said, you know what, turned it around. I started doing MMA, and then I was like, ever since then, it took off.
I would ask if, you know, as Blake said, you know, the training part and stuff like that's hard for him, but on vice versa, to the listeners out there, Mr. Glen here is a personal trainer on top of everything else. And we're going to get into the other two things besides MMA and personal trainer here in a little bit. But so with that aspect, when you're as a personal trainer, you know, you're training people to get better, right?
Yeah.
And, how did you start that? And, where do you train, and like what type of clients you take and stuff like that, if you don't mind?
Well, I started personal training right out of high school. Honestly, my first, I say client, she wasn't really a client. I was kind of working out at Snap Fitness at the time in Abbeville, Louisiana. That's where I'm from. And I remember her vividly. She came in, she wanted to try out for some cheerleading team. I think it was a pro team. I think it was like an NFL team. I'm not sure. But she wanted to try out for cheerleading, and she was about 30 pounds overweight, and she needed to get in shape. So I started working with her, helped her lose the weight. She tried out. I don't know if she made it or not. I think she didn't, but I started to see, man, I helped her get progress. Like that's amazing. So after that, I started kind of diving into it, helping other people just in the gym. Just if I'm working out, I'll work out with them. And then about 6 years later after that, I got my certification, and I was like, and I learned a little bit more about it. And I was like, wow, this is a lot more science behind personal training than just hitting the gym. And that's where my love for it grew. And when I started to learn the science and seeing how it did for my body and how other people that I helped, man, I was like, I just love personal training. It's just amazing to show people the easy, simple ways to actually lose weight instead of like overthinking it.
Is that like a full career that you do that in, or is that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So you get to do that. Oh man, that's dope right there.
So like right now, you know, I do online fitness coaching. So I'm able to reach people outside of my own city and state. Like I can train people no matter where they are. I give them all my tools, all the resources. All they do is plug into my app, and they have access to everything that I know and everything that I do to help them get results. And every client I've ever worked with got results. I've worked with people as young as, I want to say 20, 21, as old as 67. So I'll take any client in between there. I've helped a girl. Her name is, well, I don't want to put her name out in the air. Sorry. But yeah, she's been working with me for about 3 years, and she has lupus. And, throughout the process of working out with me, her medicine that she was taking, they actually took off for a couple of her meds because she got so healthy with me. And her time to go to the hospital changed. I mean, not the hospital, the doctor changed. So it went from a month to like 3-6 months checkups. Another guy had cancer. I've helped him beat cancer, you know, not saying my tips and tricks can solve any type of health issues or conditions, but those are some prime examples that I've actually helped people see success in their fitness journey.
Man, that's amazing. Before the other stuff I have notes for. Man, you got your hand in the proverbial pot, literally.
Yeah.
Let me get back into the MMA stuff right quick. You do have a fight coming up, correct?
Yep, I do.
August the 2nd, right?
August the 2nd.
And where is that at?
That's at the Paragon Casino in Marksville, Louisiana.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Have you fought that venue before?
Yeah.
Any previous
fought it 2 other times.
Oh, okay, cool. 'Cause that's when I saw David up there twice fight.
Yeah. Actually, my first fight was on the card with David. Yeah. That's before I met David. This was before I met him. I was intrigued by this guy. Yeah.
What year was that?
That was 2021, I want to say. 2022. 2022. That was 2022. No, wait. Take that back.
I think I watched you fight.
Might have been 2022 or 2023.
Is
One
it
of those
when
years.
David,
I'm not sure.
Was it when David fought the dude for the belt and the dude legally kicked him in the knee, with the knee in the head or something like that? Yep, I sure did watch you fight.
Mm-hmm.
I can see you coming down. Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. Oh, yeah. I did. Yep, I watched your fight.
He fought a guy named Ray. That's what it was.
Yep.
The guy illegally hit him and he won the belt. Yeah. Oh, he retained his belt, not won it. He retained it. Yeah.
Well, this is a small world.
Try to tell you, man. Definitely.
Got to see you fight and didn't even put 2 to 2 together until just now on the show.
Right.
Man.
Oh. I was always intrigued by David. You know, I was training at another gym. I was training at Hackney's Fitness at the time. And when I first saw David, I was like, man, that's a local guy. He knows Taekwondo like I do. He knows boxing like I know a little bit. And then I found out he worked out at Global Fitness. And then I walked in there like I was about to meet a celebrity. I was like, yo, you David. You know, I was like, oh, hey, man. He was like, oh, dog, what's up, man? Calm down. What that? Relax. And we actually started to become friends talking. And then we ended up sparring together. And funny story about David, one of my first sparring sessions with him, he actually like hit me so hard and kind of stunned me so good. I think I was knocked out. I'm not sure. And then he woke me up with another punch. Like, he was like, time to show you how to really get this thing going. I was like, all right, let's get it. Let's work. And, he worked with me extensively. So,
are you still training with David?
Oh, yeah. Actually, my last training session with him was this past Thursday, and I'll be working with him again Tuesday. But yeah, I worked with him. I work with him all the time. So, dude hits hard, man.
Oh, I can believe it. I definitely don't want to go round for round, fist to fist with Mr. the Boss Bosnick.
The boss.
Yeah, he like I was telling Blake, he was the pioneer on the show of the first MMA fighter, and I'll be forever grateful for the shows that he done and the window that he proverbially opened pretty much for our show.
Right.
And the more MMA fighters, boxers, wrestlers, whoever, you know, it's always great for us, you know, and we just like to share the world, y'all's story.
100%. And I appreciate it. This opportunity means a lot to me, you know. My very first podcast. It's my very first actual podcast. So this is definitely something that I'm taking in, and it's something I'm gonna take with me for the rest of my life. I'm gonna tell this story as I get older to my kids, and then furthermore, like I did my first podcast with Third Coast Podcast. Like that's gonna be it. That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, and thank you for taking a chance. I know that ain't the greatest aesthetics, you know, and
hey,
one day we'll have one of them nice professional places, but I think the rawness of a lot of our content is what makes it special too. Yeah. And we hope the listeners enjoy it too.
Absolutely. I enjoy it. Honestly, this is what I'm about. I like to see people where they start, not where you finish, because I think a lot of things is all about where you start. And if you don't give up, you're going to see whatever dream you had come to fruition. And I think a lot of people give up a little too early. And to hear y'all been at this for 6 years means a lot to me. That's huge, because you're putting in the groundwork and setting the tone for what you want.
Yeah, we have after these 2 episodes are released, we'll be at 259 episodes, and I think like 23 23 interviews. We do interviews like like I was telling y'all about Fit the Void. Make sure to go to www.fitthevoid.com and buy your tickets. The early bird tickets have officially been sold out. So, each different level, tickets are set at a certain price. So the earlier you buy them, the cheaper you get, access to 72 hours of music, arts, and a great time right here in Central Louisiana in Oakdale.
Let's go.
I should have plugged that last time. Oh, well, it'd be all right. Hey, you never know. If I could help sell one ticket, that means I'm doing something good and helping out, I guess.
Giving somebody something that they wouldn't have had it would not been for you. So that's an awesome thing.
Have you ever been to Oakdale before, or is this your first time in Oakdale?
This is probably my second time in Oakdale. The only reason I came here, I used to work for a company called Louisiana Laser, and they own a facility out here, or a building, and that's the only reason I've ever came out here. Before then, I never knew Oakdale existed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, at least you're getting a good Oakdale experience with me now on the grounds of the Void property.
Right.
Man, so if the training and stuff ain't hard, what is the hard part of fighting for you then?
I wouldn't say the training isn't hard. The way I train, I don't make it hard. Because I know the science behind fitness. So like I train to match what my body needs. And, my coach always prides me on this. He's like, man, I love that your conditioning is so good. What do you do? What do you do? And, you know, I won't put it out in the air because it's secret to me. It's sacred. But, you know, I told him a little bit about what I do. And he's like, man, how do you get your conditioning that good doing that little? Because I believe it's not about doing more. It's about doing what's right for your body, as long as you keep it healthy. The hard part for me, honestly, for every fight is the weight cuts. I'm cutting 20 to 25 pounds every fight. And it sucks because I can see, you know, my lady, you know, my fiance eating, anything she wants, right? and I'm over here eating a piece of chicken and broccoli, you know, or whatever I have on the menu that day. So but it's always something very simple, plain, no seasoning, no sauces, no artificial flavors, sweetness.
Hold up. You don't put no seasoning on
Well, a little bit, a tad, just to have a little pinch of something. But I try to stay away from the seasoning because the sodium in my body, I can't take too much sodium.
No, the salt, then.
The salt, yeah. So for me, I have to do it that way. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's the hardest part, man. Cutting weight. I hate it with a passion. I hate it. I love what it does for my body. I look good. I feel good, but I like to eat. I grew up eating. You know, I was little. They used to call me Too Short, but I was a fat Too Short. I was a little fatty. You know, if you ever know the rapper Too Short, he was a little short, stubby guy. That was me. So they used to call me Too Short. So I'm a fat boy at heart. I like to eat.
You know? If you can't tell, I'm definitely on board with you on that. I think one of my biggest weights was like 260.
Actually, that you mentioned that, it's funny that you mentioned that because I got to 260 pounds when I was going through my divorce. Drank a lot, man. I was like, I hate this life. I wanted to give up, you know, and I was just like, screw it. Started drinking, man. I was drinking so much every day and I got up to 260 pounds. And then when I got into MMA, I dropped all that weight. I got down to 190. And I sat there for a little while, then I jumped up to 200 again and I kind of stabilized there. And now I'm sitting at about 185, 190. But yeah, I was 260.
Damn. My 260 was bad on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I still got a little bit of that hang around, but that's probably because I drink too much beer on the weekends. Been trying to cut back, but you know, one foot leads to the other, and I'm right at the beer store. So sometimes, but
ain't nothing wrong with it, man. That's that yeast will get you. That's what it is. The yeast of that beer gets you.
And then I found out, like, if you drink too much, you can get gout and shit like that. And when I found out about gout, I'm like, Yeah. I have a dude I work with. That's what happened to him. He had drank too much for like too long, and he developed gout in his feet. And it hurts for him to walk. Some days.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I went to the store. I went to the store later on that day after I got off work. And I, you know, out of habit, I'm like, I'm going to go get me a beer, you know. And then I looked at the beer And I went right to the water, got me a water. I said, well, I need to cut back. I don't want to be able to walk when I get old, because he's a little bit older than I am, and he's already dealing with that. And I'm like, I don't want none of that in my life.
No, man. I heard about it. I never experienced it myself. But alcohol was major thing for me, man. I used to drink heavy. Actually, I want to tell a quick story, if you don't mind. Go ahead. So, my fiance here now, she knows, and for me, I'm a spiritual person. She's spiritual, very much so. And, I had a bad experience with alcohol. Everybody would tell me, Glenn, you drink too much. And I would never believe people. I'm like, no, you drink too much. I don't drink too much. I can handle myself. But it's not the case. I would overdrink. I was the kind of drinker where when I sip on one sip, I want to feel it immediately. And if I don't, then I'm kind of chasing that buzz. And and before you know it, I black out. I'm just like, oh crap, I drank a little too much. But I was recently delivered from it. And she knows the story. We went spend time at her mom's house, and her mom actually had an episode in the middle of the night. And dude, it freaked me out. Like in the morning, we woke up, went and talked to her mom, and her mom was like, I woke up in the middle of the night and I was throwing up. And it was like, what? You was throwing up? She was like, yeah, I woke up and I threw up 3 times. And I kid you not, dude, ever since she did that, she was telling me about it. She was like, you've been delivered. You've been delivered, Glenn. Like, I fought whatever battle you were struggling with when it came to alcohol, because my family have a bad problem with alcohol. It runs in my family, especially on my dad's side. And they always had a problem with alcohol. And I broke the generational curse. She helped me break that generational curse by helping me get delivered through that. And ever since then, dude, I kid you not, the smell of alcohol smells like rust to me to this day. And it makes my stomach turn, makes me sick. So that's one of the things I'm happy about and proud of, that God delivered me from that. So I no longer drink or anything like that. So that was a big deal for me. Definitely. So.
Man, addiction's a tough battle out there. And sometimes you just got to put yourself, and listeners out there, sometimes you got to be self-aware and be accountable for your own actions, and fix the things that, you might be putting off or you're trying to hide. And a lot of times with addiction is you're just trying to mask what something underneath you is hurting. So you need to fix the hurt. Don't fix the hurt with the, booze or other extracurricular activities people like to use.
Right.
Don't mask your pain. Get it out there, fix it, and you'll be a lot better person. Just look in the mirror and say, I want better me, I guess.
That's what happened to me, man. I was drinking so much after my divorce. I took it so personally, and I let it bring me down. And I was drinking so much to the point to where I wanted to, like I said, give up. And I looked in the mirror, like you said, and I was like, I'm better than that. I'm better than that. I have more to life, more things to do in this life. And, I started to slowly set the bottle down, and I lost all that weight, and then I picked it back up and I set it down. I picked it back up, set it down. And then now officially it's gone now. But yeah, like alcohol, don't run the alcohol. It doesn't fix the problem. It momentarily paralyzes the issue at hand, and it brings it back the very next day. It's going to always be there. It's like, anything else, you can't just give up on it. You can't just turn your back on it. You can't just close your mouth to it. Cause like I always use this analogy, if you keep sweeping dust under a rug, eventually that rug is going to get so high, you're going to trip on it, So, you have to deal with your problems at hand, and don't cover it up. Don't mask it up. Don't hide it. Don't run from it. Face it head up. Like I said, fear. Don't have a little fear, but your way you have fear is face everything and rise. Don't run away from it.
But see, I've been through a divorce myself, and I know what it's like to be in them shoes where, because everything's changing. Like people that you've been knowing forever don't like you no more out the blue. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you start losing friends, and then I have 3 kids with my ex-wife, and learning to deal with, like the living situations, fighting all that stuff, getting stuff lined out, dealing with all this. It's and then emotionally you lock yourself away too, because you feel like, well, if I wasn't enough for you, then I guess I ain't enough for the fucking world. And
right. That's exactly.
Yeah, so I feel you, bro. It's tough, but I guess another thing is, like, if you're going through a divorce out there, just find someone to talk to about it. Your feelings matter, and I think as men, we suppress our feelings and we don't communicate it like we should.
Right.
And it ain't nothing wrong being a man and saying I'm wrong or this is bothering me. Just you can text us on the show. You want to talk? Come talk to me. You're
Right.
always welcome if you see this, but don't mask it. Put it out there. Let your pain. Sometimes you gotta put your pain out there while you can heal it.
Absolutely. And like you say, I love that you mentioned the men suppressing their feelings. Men out there, listen, if you feeling some type of way, if you hurt, man, that it's okay to cry. It's okay to vent, man. Like, I hate that the world has made men suppress themselves, because men do all this hard work and we have to sit there bottled up, driving to work, going through the motions, feeling like nobody will hear us. And that's not right, man. People will hear us. Like, the right person will hear you. I'm not saying vent to the wrong person, because just like vents in the AC system, vent out to other rooms, find right people to vent just in that one room. So, have somebody truthful and loyal and honest to be able to confide into. So all you men out there, man, I promise you, it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel like you don't have it all figured out. Somebody gonna hear you.
Yeah. I want to ask, before I dive into this next stuff, what kind of music do you walk out to? You walk out to any music, or are you quiet?
I started out kind of rough, but I now walk out to music like that is like godly, like, because God has always been a big presence in my life. Even without me knowing, or even without me really caring to want to know, I went through my periods where my faith was dwindled, where I was a lukewarm believer, but God has always been there. Always been in my corner. So the one person that I want to make sure is always in my corner is God, and I want to show him that favor. So I'll walk out to like Corinne the Light music. A buddy of mine, he makes music. His name is Scooter Bear. He's really good at music. But the song that he asked me to walk out to is a little bit more on a violent nature. So I'm trying to get him to create me a song more towards the favor to God situation. So if he can do that, I'll walk out to that music. But mostly it's always going to be like Christian rap.
All right.
Yeah.
And with that, are you a Christian rapper?
Not a Christian rapper at all.
Oh,
By
no?
far, no. I do poetry. I love poetry. I did make one song back in college that people love. However, it's not something I want to gain any traction with, because
it's a different you.
Yeah, it's a different me. But it's a great song, and it makes sense for my current fiance. It matches the energy that we create. And honestly, it's a great song. I would like to see it take the next level, but I don't want nobody recruiting me in as an artist, like on that level, because I'm not really a rapper. I'm more of a poet.
A poet.
You know? Yeah.
All right. Now, we get to. So, Glen, to the right of me, Norman, is an published author, and his book is S.W.A.G, The Long Walk in My Shoes. Mm-hmm. Life is about choices, and if you choose failure, that's what you become. But if you choose success, it can be challenging yet possible only if you are willing to put in the work. Time of struggle should be your time to shine. Your book is 108 pages, and me personally, I feel it's about your journey through adversity and personal growth. You highlight the importance of making positive choices and seizing opportunities even in the midst of turmoil, emphasizing that setbacks don't define you, but your responses do.
Yes. Absolutely. That's one of my biggest lines right there. You know, setbacks don't define you, you know, but your response to those setbacks is what makes you. You know, I don't know if anybody ever heard this saying, the listeners out there, even yourself, like, a man is not you can't determine a man's character based on how things are going whenever everything is going good. You base a man's character off of things whenever everything is going bad. If you see a man and how they act and react and respond to situations when chaos is happening around them in the world, that's a true man. Like, if he stand tall and walk through that storm, that's a man of character. But a man who looks like they got it all together when everything is going good, it's kind of hard to judge a man's character off of that. I think, honestly, men have to reach that rock bottom point, and I'm grateful for that. I reached that rock bottom point, and it taught me a lot about myself, and it actually built my character to a point to where I feel like I stand a lot stronger now than I did in the past. So, that book right there is something that I wrote when I was in college. The only reason I wrote it was because my professor saw me write an essay about my life, and she wanted me to turn it into a book. And I did that. So, but yeah, it's only so much I could have put in that book. It's a lot more, but it's definitely just a good summary of kind of how my life went. And my life is definitely not a story to say my story was worse than anybody else. It's just a way of saying like, hey, I'm one of those guys. And I'm a person that you can connect with, you can relate to, and we can get through this life together.
The thing I really enjoyed about your book was your ability to put all of your emotions into writing and your experiences into writing. And my question is, when's the next book? And I want it autographed.
Man, I've been, honestly, it's funny that you say that too. It's like God aligned this moment like so well. Cause I just got an email, from my old publisher and it was like, dude, your book got like 4.7 out of 5 stars or something like that. And it was like, we need you to write another book. And it's just crazy. You just mentioned the same thing. And it's like, wow, I don't know when I'm going to write another book, but I do plan on writing another book. I would say within the next 2 to 3 years, I'll have another book published and I'll sign it for you.
All right.
Yeah.
I definitely need that. I go to the book release too.
Heck yeah.
So, with like, you wrote a book, right? How, and how did you get it distributed?
I started out with, Author House Publishing, which to me was a bad idea. I didn't really like the way they handled my book and, the way they went about it. So I self-published it. So I ended up, I published it through Author House, which I can't remember the exact name of what they call it when you publish it through them. But I ended up going through another company called Lit Fire Publishing, and that was a self-publishing company. So I was able to publish through them, but I still had to take out a lot of the stuff that I put in my story at the time because it was kind of like too dark, too deep. So I pulled out a lot of things and just kept it basic. And I distributed through like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books A Million, stuff like that. Yeah. And they did all the heavy lifting for me. I just told them what I wanted and they just put it out into the books, to the bookstores and stuff.
Do you know how many copies that you sold?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I haven't checked. But I'm not no New York's number one, what do they call it? Sales?
Top 100?
Sales. Yeah, no, I'm not top 100. But I sold a good bit. But the problem with the way my sales worked was I've only focused on the hard copy sales I had. So I don't know. I think it's somewhere around like 50 copies, hard copy. And then like audio copy, not audio copy, what they call it, digital copy, Kindle books. Yeah. Those sold a good bit. Those sold pretty much 200-300, something like that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about, say about 60, 70 pages deep on Kindle, and I got the book coming. It's going to be here on the 27th.
27th, okay. Yeah, so it sold a good bit, but I would love for it to see number one New York best time seller or something one day, but I'll see about my next book doing that.
Do you have like a premise or a road that you're going to go down with your next book, or is it going to be something similar?
I think it's going to be more so towards like motivational. Like I want to speak on like the story of when I went downhill, like as far as like my give up, throwing the towel moments. And I want to focus on that and how I overcame that. I kind of want to focus on helping people overcome it. Cause I know a lot of people deal with depression, anxiety, giving up on life, suicide, stuff like that, which if you are suicidal, I am a suicide prevention specialist through the military. But outside of that, but still, it's just one of those things that's I want to focus on that.
Hold up, you're in the military?
Yes, I'm in the military.
Oh, okay. One second. Which branch?
I'm in the Louisiana Army National Guard.
Oh, the National Guard. Oh,
yeah, man, yeah.
You ain't I was in the Army.
Come on, man. Yeah. What?
Yeah, I did 4.5 years active duty Army. I was in 92 Gulf. And
Come on.
I was stationed out of Fort Bliss, El Paso, Texas.
Get out of here, man. That's crazy.
I did one tour to Afghanistan, too.
Come on, man.
And as a, I'm a 92 Golf.
Yeah.
I'm a food operations specialist, but I'm a cook in other MOS's eyes, but I got a combat badge too when I was over there.
Nice, man.
It was funny when we came back from overseas, and a lot of people make fun of my MOS for being a cook necessarily, but it ain't funny when the cook got a combat action badge and you don't.
Yeah, I know, right?
And you're a combat MOS.
Yeah. For me, I've been fortunate. Honestly, I never had to see combat. Thank God. I've been in for 14 years. And the reasons why I didn't get to see combat, I got in right after my unit that I was attached to got back from Iraq. So as soon as I got back from basic, I think it was December, they had just got home in January. They returned home. So, I didn't go. And then 2015, we were supposed to deploy, and then that deployment got canceled. I opted for deployments. It didn't work out, health conditions, stuff like that. And then, most recently I tried to go, and then I had some paperwork issues. So it just didn't work out. But yeah.
Just be thankful.
Yeah. Very grateful.
I've met so many people, like when you start talking about like being a veteran and stuff like that. And then I bring up, I went to Afghanistan and stuff. And I was like, oh man, I never got a chance, and when you're in the military, that's your goal. You train, you fucking go to the range, you get really fit, you learn how to move at night through night vision goggles and stuff. Yeah. So that's essentially what you're doing, just being a warrior and learning your actual job title to contribute to the war or whatever war type stuff is going on. But to be honest, that's a blessing in itself.
It is,
because you'll see stuff that it was such a different world. Like I come from Oakdale right here, and then you go all the way across the water, and then you get to this country where there's no lights, there's no water, they don't have stores, they don't have the way their culture, the way the Afghani people treat ladies is really, really bad. And to see that firsthand was like, and then it was weird, and like you come back home and then you look at like, damn, that's a really fucked up place.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But, funny, I didn't mention this, but I'm 11 Bravo Infantry. So I was listening to you say that. I was like, you're absolutely right. Yeah. You're absolutely right, man. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, you going to talk about me, but I got that and you don't. So yeah, it's definitely one of those things. I wanted it initially, but when I hear how you can get it, like the CIBs and stuff like that, I wanted that, man. I was like, man, I gotta have that. Cause I grew up watching military movies.
Yeah, you gotta take fire and return fire.
Yeah. So. And
have like people, like witnesses, like the people around you say like, hey, this happened.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. Like I wanted that, but then I thought about it. I was like, man, it's probably not a goal I could strive for.
What, you a staff sergeant?
No, I was a staff sergeant. Got demoted a couple times.
Hey, yeah. So you're you a specialist or a sergeant now?
Specialist.
Hey, that's what I got out as. E4, really? The Sham Shield. Is it still called the Sham Shield?
Yeah.
What type of uniforms do y'all wear now?
We wear OCPs. We started with Digicam, now it's OCPs.
Well, what color Digicam?
The what is that color? Like
gray and white?
Gray, gray and white or something. Like kind of like that.
That's the one I started with.
Yeah.
And then they went to that greenish 1-2 for a while. That's the one we went overseas with. Mm-hmm. Is that the one y'all still use?
It's like a green or desert brown. Yeah, desert brown.
Y'all still have Class A's, or is it a different dress uniform?
It's now? Greens. I think it's greens. I think they went back to greens. It was dress blues, and now it's greens.
Oh, all right. Let me make sure I covered everything that I wanted to ask you about. Okay, that's all on my notes.
Huh?
I said that's all I had on my notes. We're almost at 40 minutes too. Let's get a little bit more, figure out a little bit more about Mr. Glen over here. And if y'all ain't checked this out, check out Third Coast Podcast on 5000ws.thirdcoastpodcast.com on all major streaming platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And I'm going to drop a little bombshell for y'all. Our YouTube channel is 250,000 views away from 1 million views. You heard that correct. We are closing in on 1 million views on YouTube alone. So it's all because of you, the listeners, and y'all short attention span on shorts. Yeah. Yeah, that's part of like content creation. Like, you'll be surprised. You put a clip out there of just some little meme or something. It's like 5, 6 seconds, 10 seconds. Yeah. Thousands of views. You do some in-depth, like me and you talking about our feelings and suicide and being men, being a true man, and then you'll see like 600, 700. But it's the grind. You can't help the attention spans nowadays, but we try to balance it. We got good content, we got funny content, we got content for everybody.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. I mean, I know what you're talking about, because like I'm a content person too. I love trying to create new content, and like I try to think about the attention span. I want to see what I can put out there that's going to grasp everybody's attention. But you're right, the longer the video, people just they just don't want to tune in unless they're interested, like a super fan. Like if I got any fans out there that's probably sitting here, they probably at this point in the video like, yeah, I want to see what else he's going to talk about. But definitely, we just live in that day and age, man. Everybody want information fast and gone.
Yep.
So
when everything's right there available on a little computer now. Yeah,
that's it. But that's the world we live in. That's what we got to deal with. It works out for some things, but things like this, you just got to make it pop, I guess. And it's going to pop.
So, besides MMA fighter, kickboxer, personal trainer, and online trainer too, to add to that. So if y'all need it, do you have a specific like site or a place to go to? So if a listener's listening right now, they can be like, you know what, Glen's really fit. Look at his big massive arms sitting next to Joe right now. I want to get big arms like him. Where would they go to do that?
Let's see. All right, so my website for my actual training, let me go ahead and pull it up. All right, so my website is going to be www.trainerize, that's TRAINERIZE.me/profile/Glen Norman Jr. /Glen.Norman. And I'm sure I can get information to put it on there. It's a long website because I don't actually own the site. It's just my profile that I use to plug people into my app. So if you guys want to contact me on Facebook, you can find me on Facebook at Glen Norman Jr., official Glen Norman. And then on Instagram, Glen Norman Jr. _ 1 N on Glen, because some people like to throw a couple N's on that. And then TikTok, I'm at Glen Norman Jr. So
cool.
Yeah. So that's where you can find me if you want to book me. All of my clients see results. If I want to market myself real quick, all of my clients see results, losing 20 plus pounds every time they work with me. But if you're interested in losing weight or building muscle, whatever your goals is, I work with athletes, work with regular people, not regular people, just people that just want to live functional lives. I work with anybody like that. So, yeah.
You got so much going, and I thought coming into this you had a lot going on, and the further we've got through this episode, the deeper that me and the listeners are grasping all the different levels that you are on, and it's really quite amazing, to be honest with you, Glen.
Thank you.
And this has been a wonderful time, and just thank you for taking the time, saying yes, working through, scheduling and stuff, coming down, spending your money, your time, because everybody knows that time's going to end one day, so that's special in itself, and just being very vocal and open on the show, and I couldn't ask for more.
Absolutely. I appreciate you giving me an opportunity to come. I would have never known about this had you not reached out. So I appreciate you reaching out and giving me a chance to come out here and do this with you and be able to share my piece of my story. I hope that people who was watching this actually got some value from it. I know I feel like I got some value just listening to myself talking and listening to you talk, man. Like, I feel like we got a lot of knowledge in this conversation, and it's an honor. I feel great. I feel excited. And back to my fight, August 2nd, man. If you guys want to tune in, Paragon Casino, Marksville, Louisiana, I will be fighting against Byron Walker. 3 rounds welterweight division. I'm excited about this fight. I've been waiting so long to get back in the cage since November 16th, November 16th was my last fight. If y'all didn't watch that, I won that by knockout in the 2nd round. Shout out to my opponent, Kobe Humble. Me and him are good friends. He's actually about to have a 4th baby, which is awesome. Huh? Misers?
Sponsors.
Oh, and also, my bad. Look. My fiance helping me out. That's why she's my teammate, you know? So shout out to my sponsors. Big deal with that because, Salas Torn has been my diamond sponsor since I started fighting. And even when I was coaching football, I didn't speak on this, but even when I was coaching semi-pro football, they was always sponsoring, taking care of us, you know, bought us a van for the team and all that good stuff. But shout out to my sponsor, Salas Towing and Recovery. They out in Alexandria, Louisiana. They've been serving St. since 2009. Shout out to my platinum sponsor, IDI, which is Interior Design Innovations, which is a company that I do business for as well. And then Main Street Meal Preps helping me get my meals right. I just ordered 7 meals, getting ready for fight week. And then, my last sponsor, Herbalife Nutrition, which is also some supplements that I do sell, which is supplements that I currently take to keep myself in shape. Guys, if y'all didn't know, Herbalife Nutrition is definitely something that you should be on. It's all natural supplements, nothing artificial inside of it that's going to bloat you up or make you look anything different than what you're aiming for. So shout out to Herbalife Nutrition for making me feel good as a fighter, helping me stay in shape and all that good stuff. So, and if I miss anybody, I feel like I'm missing somebody. I don't know. Shout out to my team at Global Fitness for sure. Global Fitness, man. Jesse Roberts for putting that work on me. Jesse always make me work hard. David Bosnick, the boss. Shout out to Brandon Shavers. Shout out to my head coach, Coach Allen. Shout out to Darian Hayes. Shout out to Andrew. Andrew, man, y'all better come to August 2nd because Andrew gonna put on the show. He's the main event. I know this is about me, but I'm a humble person. Shout out to my boy Andrew. He gonna come out there and get him another win, 7-0. I'm super excited about all the people. Appreciate everybody that do support me at this time. And, I look forward to meeting everybody August 2nd if I haven't met you yet and seeing everybody that I have seen before. Absolutely. So this is going to be a great event. If you want tickets, make sure you can get your tickets from akafights.com or you can get it directly from me. I have tickets coming in mail Monday. So holla at your boy, get with me, inbox me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you got to do. I'll get you your tickets. All right. I do want to add a little something. This is something I've been thinking about and pondering on all weekend. Right.
All right.
If there's a 15-year-old to 18-year-old boy, young boy who wants to, who's interested in MMA, wants to be a part of the action, but not old enough to really get in that ring yet. I'm asking, any young kid that's interested, I want to try to get one of you guys to come walk out with me for my fight. I want a 15-year-old, 18-year-old kid to come walk out with me for my fight and, get that experience so they can enjoy the show and enjoy that moment of time where they walking out onto an octagon. So, that's something I want to shot. So if you made it this far in the video, you have somebody that's around that age and they're interested in MMA, tell them to hit me up in my inbox. I'll contact them back.
I like it. your mic presence and the way that everything just flows, it's great.
Thank you.
Do you have any, I know we've already said multiple words of wisdom here already, but do you have one more thing you would like to add?
One of the biggest things for me is shutting down the noise around me. I think a word of wisdom is to, shut the noise down and focus on yourself. Focus on building you and focus on you. Don't worry about who don't like you. Don't worry about who not supporting you. Don't worry about this, that, and the other. Focus on you, focus on yourself, develop yourself, because naturally by doing so, you're going to attract the right people in your life. I think a lot of people just want to see other people support other people around them, and they hate when people leave their life. But if it's not about people leaving their life, it's about God removing them. So if God removes some people from your life, that's a good thing, right? You should take that into account of being able to focus on yourself, build who you are, become what God designed you to be, and live out his will. And don't worry about the people that's not there. Focus on who is there, which is God and you, and everybody else that's going to be there is because God ordained it to be there. So my biggest point is focus on you.
That's great. That's perfect. And thank you to the listeners for making it all the way through here. Got something?
Yeah. And thank you to my man Third Coast Podcast and his co-host as well. What's his name?
Jacoby.
Shout out to Jacoby as well. I know you're not here, but I still got to give you a shout out for the gear, man. Got me a nice tie-dye shirt. Dude, I love tie-dye. Y'all know I'm an artist. I love art and art. I draw, by the way. I love art. So to get a tie-dye shirt from my man right here is a blessing. So I appreciate you for that. A sticker. And I think what else is that? I can't really see it from here. Like a lanyard, like a keychain. All Last but not least, this is something I do want to bring back into fruition real quick before we end this show. I used to make shirts myself. So when you said you make shirts, we might have to talk about some things, man. Yeah. But Stay with the Goal has been my brand since college. And it's something that I lived on because at the end of the day, everybody has a goal. Whether you are young, whether you are old, you have a goal, even if it's as small as getting out of bed that day. That's a goal. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. So swag kind of fits the whole entire population of people. No matter who you are, everybody has a goal. So I started that, and that's something that I pride myself on. Is that so? One day I want to bring this back to fruition, so I can see more people wearing this type of stuff.
And Mr. Glenn keeps adding stuff, adding to the roster.
Oh man, I gotta
get a big old list and put it down here.
Man, I just done a lot of things, and my biggest motivation I know you said my book is, you reading it right now in Kindle, but the real book is coming. Mm-hmm. One of the things, you probably got to that point already since you're 60 something pages in, but one of my biggest inspirations, and always will be my biggest inspiration, is my mom. So I don't know if the listeners out there can see this, but my mom, Angie B, she died when I was 12 years old. So I keep her with me everywhere I go. And that is my inspiration. That's a woman that I lived for, really. And she died from lung cancer. I hope you didn't cross that part in the book, but I just spilled the beans. But yeah, she died from lung cancer. So miss my mom, man. She died when I was 12 years old. So I rock her on my right arm, and that's the reason why I fight through this life, because I know that makes her proud.
And as long as you remember her, she's always close by you. You just got to find the ways that she is there. And then sometimes you never know. It might be the small things. Like when my stepmom died, because my mom stepped out of the picture when we were little, and my stepmom came in when I was about 8 years old, mm-hmm. and she became my mom. And she died during COVID, when COVID came. And I took it real bad for a while. And then just one day I was making sweet tea, and it just hit me. I was like, Joseph, don't put 4 bags, put 3 bags when you're using that size pitcher. And it just like came out of nowhere. And I'm like, and that just led me to like more just like, if I just remember her, she never really goes nowhere. Just, you just got to remember sometimes.
Yeah.
And they're always right there next to you. But that's the hard part though, is to get that,
Yeah. Like to remember, and I remember vividly how my mom used to care for me, and that's something I think about every day. But that's what keeps me close, and just like you, it helps keep them close.
Yeah. But everybody, the show has to end. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Glen, Stormin, Norman, for joining the show, and I'm Joe. What it do, Gators? And we are out.
We're out.